for those who are new to this channel, I am Nick Soriano and I'm the head makeup artist for Miss Universe Philippines since 2020. I've been teaching and doing makeup for more than a decade already. For today's video, I want to teach you how to do fake blood that looks real. This is going to be perfect for your Halloween looks or if you want to dabble on SFX makeup for theater or for film. I will also show you variations in terms of consistency, opacity, and texture. Let's dive right into it. Let's do fake blood. Most of the items that I'll be using are most likely available at your own homes or readily available and easy to buy on a lot of groceries or bakery stores. Let's start with the most basic recipe. You will be needing glucose syrup or corn syrup, ayan, or whichever clear syrup you can find. Usually the ones that can be used for pancakes that are clear, pwede rin yun. This retails for 85 pesos. There is a bit of difference, by the way, with glucose syrup and your pancake syrups or corn syrups. Usually, glucose syrups are thicker in consistency. So if you're looking for a blood consistency that is more thicker, you can go with this one. If a lesser thicker, you can go with the corn syrup. Next, you'll be needing food coloring in red, blue, and yellow. I got this 30 ml bottles for only 36 pesos each. Now it's time to mix. I'll be measuring my glucose with a cup. And then let's add in our colors. For bottles like this, you will be needing a dropper, or if you want to be precise, you can also go with syringes like this one, the one with 0.1 to 1 ml or cc. Start off with the red. That's 4 ml. Now, if you notice your glucose syrup is too thick, you might want to add a bit of water. So in my case, this glucose syrup is very thick. As I mentioned earlier, glucose syrup are usually thicker in consistency compared to corn syrup or to other pancake syrups. Okay, so let's add a bit of water. Now let's add in our blue. For the blue, be very careful. I've tried this brand already before and the blue is very pigmented. So what I would do is, instead of the dropper, I'll be using a toothpick. I'm gonna get my toothpick and I'm gonna drop a bit of the blue. Kasi ganun lang talaga kakonti. And I'm gonna mix that. Because if I'm not careful, I will get violet. So I just want it to like darken up a bit, but not too much. So what you guys can do is get a piece of paper or anything that is white, like white tissue, so you can try out your mixture and see if you're happy with the color. We're still not there. Let's add a bit more blue. I'll add a bit more of the red also. Let's put another 1 ml of red. Let's try that again. The red is perfect already, but I want it a tad bit more darker. Let's add a hint of blue again. I want to neutralize that violet-ish color with this yellow. Is it? So I'm happy with the color I made. Our preferences may change depending on where you need the blood and also what type of blood you need. In reality, each blood differs from one another. Let's go scientific. If it's oxygenated blood, it tends to be brighter in color. If it's deoxygenated blood, it's actually darker in color. Talk about timing. This is important if you plan on doing SFX makeup. So let's say it's a freshly stabbed wound. The actor was just stabbed. So the blood, usually a fresh blood, is brighter compared to like an older blood. For example, an actor who's playing a role that has just been murdered for more than a day or more than hours already. So the blood in that area would most likely be darker compared to the one that was freshly stabbed. Now, blood is not totally opaque, just like this one, it's still quite opaque. And I'll teach you how to play with opacity depending on what you have at home. Now, the ones that I'll show you will not just change the opacity, it can change the color a bit also. So for example, you don't have blue and yellow food coloring, you can use this as an alternative. Now the first one that I have is cocoa powder. Well, I actually prefer the plain cocoa powder, the one that is not a mix, but as I mentioned in this video, we're trying to get things that are already in our pantry, and currently I can't find a plain pure cocoa powder, so I got this from 7-Eleven. It's a Goya cocoa drink. Although I can feel that there's a bit of I think there's a bit of sugar on it, so it's gonna be different from like a pure cocoa powder. I got this for 11 pesos. Next I have is cocoa syrup. This is 165 pesos. In terms of color, it's going to be quite the same, but in terms of thickening the blood, the powder would usually make the blood thicker compared to the syrup one. Last that I have is coffee. Now coffee, you have to be very careful because a hint or a dot goes a long way. It makes your blood very dark. So let's try them out and see what it will do to our blood. Now be very careful. Again, a little product goes a long way. So depending on the amount of blood you have, go little by little. This is the cocoa powder. Darkened up the blood. Yeah. Now let's try the cocoa syrup. Let's add a dot only. Let's try the coffee. Again, be very careful because this makes your blood very dark. Now my problem with coffee is sometimes it's harder to blend it than the chocolate. So it takes time before it actually sits in and mixes with your blood. Now that we have our colors in, you guys can see the difference. Let's swatch it so that you can get a better look at it. So this one is the one with the cocoa powder. This one is with the cocoa syrup. This one is with the coffee. Okay, as I mentioned, the one with the coffee is a tad bit more harder to work with. So what you guys can do is you can dilute it with a bit of water, warm water. So I think what I like most would probably be the cocoa syrup. So it looks more like an old blood. But again, whichever is available at your own home. So the purpose of this video is not to let you know which one is better. Although yes, I kind of prefer the cocoa syrup more. But the purpose is for you guys to know that you can actually achieve this with whatever you have at home. Now let's talk about consistency. The older the blood gets, the thicker it has to be. So I have here, the first one is cornstarch or gao-gao. I got this for 5 pesos. Next one is this dishwashing soap for 5 pesos. Next one is a petroleum jelly. And then last but not the least is gelatin. Now these 4 are actually some of the usual things that a makeup artist, or if you've watched other videos before how to do blood, these are very common that they use to change the consistency or how thick the blood will be. But out of the box, you can also try toothpaste. Now this is a red toothpaste. You can also try hair gel or hair wax. Now let's try to change the consistency of this blood. So the first one is the cornstarch. Now with cornstarch, aside from thickening the blood, it also changes the color. It makes it a tad bit more cloudy. So just like this one. Next we have dishwashing soap. Let's try it. There. This one made the blood really thicker instantly. This was faster compared to the cornstarch. Next is petroleum jelly. Now with the petroleum jelly, just like a dishwashing soap, it became more thicker instantly compared to the cornstarch. Probably if you add more cornstarch, it's gonna be more thicker, but it's gonna make also the blood a tad bit more cloudier. Last but not the least is your gelatin. So let's try this out. I got this for 25 pesos. This is the clear gelatin. Now gelatins are actually used often when we're doing blood for SFX. This not only changes the texture or consistency of the blood, there are times that we need the blood to be stagnant or to solidify in a way. And when you heat up the gelatin, obviously it solidifies, and yeah. But if it's not heated, you can actually still use it unheated, and it just thickens the blood like this. But if you heat it up, it's gonna solidify. Probably my favorite one to use would be the dishwashing soap. Now the downside to dishwashing soap is that it's not edible, obviously, and you can't eat it, but it doesn't change the color of the blood. So whatever I mix, I'm already happy with it. It's just gonna thicken up the blood, but actually rarely do I need blood thickeners like this one or to change the consistency, because I started with a glucose syrup and it's already very thick. Now if you feel that the glucose syrup is too thick, obviously if you don't want to make it thicker and you want to make it more lighter, you just use water. Add a bit of water. Now the last thing I want to talk about is texture. Texture can give a different look on your blood. It can make your blood look more gore, look more scarier, or look more grosser, whichever you're going for. The two most easiest thing that we play with when we want to add texture on blood would be cotton and tissue. If you want clumpy blood, I use tissue. So this is what it looks like. But when I use tissue, I usually break it down into smaller pieces. That way I get the effect that I need. example, when you're operating and you need clumpy blood, you just add a bit of tissue. There, that's clumpy blood. Now, if you want bloody masses that you can tear up, what I use is cotton. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Too much. Just soak it up with the blood first. And there you have it. That is how easy to make blood that you can use for your SFX, for your Halloween costumes. You guys can try out different things. You can be creative as you want. You can try shampoo. You can try, as I mentioned, the hair gel, the hair wax. And a lot of household things that are actually in your cupboard. If you guys try this, or if you have your own recipes on how you do your blood for Halloween, please do share with me at the comment section. I would love to hear your comments or your suggestions on what others can try out. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you guys like more makeup, beauty, or other tutorials, please do follow us at NYX Institute of Beauty on Facebook and Instagram. And you guys can also follow me on my personal accounts on YouTube and on Instagram. That's NYX Soriano MUA. I'll see you all soon. Bye!